Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Muncha pure muncha pachato madhye muncha bhavassa pharago sabbatta vimutta manaso napuna jati jarang upesi. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dear listeners, the meaning of above stanza is let go what has gone before, let go that which comes after, let go thy hold on the middle as well, thus with mind released in every way, thou comest never more to birth and decay. One day, there's a very rich man who is so talented in showing circus for others in streets. Very young rich man. So while Lord Buddha, once Lord Buddha going collecting alms in one morning, he saw that person who is showing circus for other people of the town. He was in a very high bamboo sticks. So Lord Buddha asked him that, let go the past, let go the future, and abandon the middle also. So if you do like so, you will be free from birth and decay. As a person who is so talented in circus, he must have a very good concentration. He must have a very powerful mindfulness. However, he always in the present moment while he showing circus to others, because if some things go on his mind according to past or future, he's not able to showing circus to others. So now Lord Buddha asked him to let go the past and let go the future and abandon the present, abandon the middle also. According to his talent, according to showing circus, he already in the middle. If he abandoned the middle, that means he has to fall down from those bamboo sticks. But in that time, he was a wise person. He utterly understood that Lord Buddha is not asking me to abandon the bamboo. He's asking about the present moment. It's something more philosophical. After he heard this, immediately he got the knowledge of the arahantship. He attained the arahantship while he is on those bamboo sticks. So then he come down from those sticks, and he worshipped the Lord Buddha as an enlightened person. Dear listeners, I need to say you all, our lives are surrounded by praises, blames, happy as well as grief. those things, if we expect or not, many things are happening in our life. Actually, we can't control them. Very hard to control. In a normal way, we can make our mind those old things because of karma. I am gaining what I have done before, so I have to face it. But sometimes it is not enough to make our mind well. So we need to practice some kind of awareness, some kind of insighting, to be aware in, to get rid of grief, we get rid of mental stress, because you are not able to stay in the past or the future. You always have to live in a series of now, series of present. In Dvaitanupassana Sutta, Lord Buddha has mentioned, Yankinchi dukkhang sambhuti sabbhang viññāna paccaya viññānassa nirodhena nati dukkhassa sambhavo. If there any grief or suffering arise in our life, it's because of the cognitions, because of the consciousness. If there's no cognition, if there's no any kind of knowing, there is no suffering. And once we talk about the emptiness, so many people are thinking about a physical emptiness. Like, as an example, once you look at your room, it is with a bed. After that, you remove the bed. So you can say now, my room is empty with the bed. That is the normal ideology about the emptiness. But I tell you, in Buddhism, that is not the perfect emptiness. It's not talking about a physical thing. This is like this way. The concept of bed arises in this very moment by as an addition of eye and visual. Because of the eye and visual, the addition of these two sides, two senses, there's a cognition in eye. There's a seeing of bed, seeing of the room. So each and every time, it's changing according to our life is a series of cognitions. Cognized to eyes, cognized to ears, cognized to nose, tongue, body and mind. So quickly, the cognition switch to one another. But we must understand the cognition also is not an independent and established thing. Before the Lord Buddha, so many saints, so many sages had understood the body is not me, body is not mine. And some are capable of understand these feelings also, sensations also not mine, not under my control, and not my soul. And some others succeed to understand the perceptions also not under my control. And some others also understood that The mental preparations also not under my control. But each and every person, each and every Eastern philosophers also tangled with the cognition, as cognition is myself. I am the one who is cognizing. I'm the one who is conscious. But Lord Buddha has proclaimed to the whole world the cognition also not yours, not your, not under your control. The clinging is the thing that which leads you to birth and decay. Clinging. We have some kind of clinging. Clinging means we have clinging to the body. We have a clinging to sensations. We have a clinging to perceptions. We have clinging to mental preparations. We have clinging to consciousness, cognitions. That is what lead us to one birth to another birth. It's like the air in a wildfire. In a wildfire, the wind is the fuel which leads the fire to go one tree to another tree. In the same manner, clinging is the fuel which leads you to go one life to another life. Clinging to those 5 clinging aggregates. At the final moment, when some kind of thought arises in your mind, if you cling that thought, as I am feeling, I am experiencing, that means you are clinging to it. So you have to born in another life, because just your body is not capable of living, but you have the will to fire another trees, another bodies. In one sutta, Lord Buddha again explaining the clinging means the desire to 5 clinging aggregates becomes the clinging. We have a desire to our body. We have a desire to our sensations. We have a desire to perceptions. We have a desire to mental preparations. And we have a desire to cognitions. If you look at the world, you might think the meditation is, I am meditating 20 minutes, 1 hour per day, and I'm a religious person, I'm a spiritual person. But it's not true. Meditation is like your breath. While you're walking, you are breathing. While you're eating, you are breathing. While you're talking, you are breathing. At least even while you're sleeping, you are breathing. And I'll tell you, once you empower your mindfulness, your awareness, one day will arrive while you're sleeping, your awareness will stay with you. Sometimes while you're dreaming also, your inciting, your vipassana will be work while you're dreaming. The meditation is not like glasses. One you can wear it once you like, you can throw it away once you feel. It's not like that. Meditation, like your eyes, it is always with you, because the awareness is the natural thing of all beings. But that external ignorance comes to our life and make us programmed to the world. If you look at somebody, each and every person cling to those five clinging aggregates, and they made their world according to those five clinging aggregates. As an example, somebody is blamed by someone and he is living so unhappy, so sad. If you look at the reality of this scenario, it is not a thing to become sad. Why? He has blamed by a normal person, not from the whole world, not from the country, not from the media. Why is he become so sad? Because he cling to his five clinging aggregates. He cling to his self. He cling to his sensations. He cling to his perception, mental preparations, and cognitions. But once he understands, those five clinging aggregates are not under my control. So if those things not under my control, they are not mine. That is the way he can liberate. He can enlighten himself. Because once we experience something, once we have desire to our body, we feel this body is I am. Once you feel this body is I am, then you feel this body is mine. Once you feel this body is mine, you immediately got the idea, I can control it. But you are not capable of controlling your body. Never. In the same manner, once you have desire to sensations, you are thinking the sensations are I am. After that, you feel the sensations are mine. And you feel those sensations are under my control. Then you are expecting to control them. You're expecting to change them as you want. But it will never happen. It will never happen. Because sensations are not under your control. As in the same manner, but for the perceptions also. Once you perceive something, Lord Buddha has said the perceptions like an illusion. Perceptions like a mirage, illusion. Once you see it in a hot time, you feel there's a mirage, there's water. But once you come more closer, it will go again to another place. That means we are thinking, this is my mother, this is my children, those are my children, those are my friends, this is my house, this is my vehicle. But always you're experiencing your own mental preparation, not the physical thing. You will never able to experience the physical thing. You always experience just perceptions, just a thinking what is inside of you, a preparation of the mind. So that's why Lord Buddha has proclaimed the perceptions like a mirage. Once you look at a rose flower, you are thinking this flower is so beautiful, so nice, nice smell, but flower is existing as it is. The desire to it is just concept, just mental preparations, what is inside of you. So you take, because of the desire, you take the perceptions as I am, then you feel the perceptions are mine, so you are going to control them, but you will not succeed. So it causes to suffering, it causes to grief, it causes to fear. Mental preparations also same. Once your mind talking to you, you are feeling those thoughts are I am. After that, you feel those thoughts are mine. Then you are feeling I can control these thoughts. It is under my control. But how many times you are troubled with your thoughts without controlling them? Sometimes you feel anger, sometimes you feel greed, sometimes you feel lust, which is cannot control. You couldn't control it. Because you feel those are mine, but it's wrong. The cognitions also same. Once you cognize something from your eyes, cognize something from ears, body or mind or nose and tongue, you feel I am cognizing. After that, this cognize is mine. Then it leads you to think, it leads you to conceive. These cognitions can control by myself, but it's also wrong. You are not capable of controlling it. What is there, that is what you're experiencing. Because of the addition of eye and visual, there's a cognition in eye. That cognition was never there before. It will not come again in the future. It is just a effect of a cause. Cause was created here and now. Because of the addition of eye and visual, there's a cognition in eye. Then again, you feel a sound. Because of the addition of the ear and sound, you feel a cognition of hearing. And because of the physical addition of the mind and thoughts, you feel a cognition in mind. The reality is always an experience. Reality is not a conceiving. Reality is not a thinking. Reality is not a concept. But the people who are tangled with concepts, they are searching an enlightenment inside of concepts, inside of some barriers, inside of some thinking patterns. But the enlightenment, the awareness, the truth is in experience. So that's why Lord Buddha has proclaimed Yang kinchi dukkhang sambodhi sabbang viññāna paccaya viññāna sanirodhena nati dukkhasa sambhava. There's some kind of suffering. It's because of the cognitions. Once the cognitions are ceased, there is no more suffering. So now we got the main course. Now we have to understand how this suffering arises in our mind. Because of the external physical eye and visual, there's a cognition which is never being there, which is will not come arise again. It's just a cognition which arises in here and now, and immediately it ceased. Then again another cognition. But we have an idea, I think or not, I cognized or not, there's an independent and established I and visual is existing, are existing. That is the ignorance. It is like this. You are in front of a mirror. After a little time, you go out from the mirror, and again you come in front of the mirror. After you come again, you got an idea. While I'm out from the mirror, until now, my reflection was in the mirror, while I'm out of it also. But it is a wrong statement. The reflection comes once you're in front of it. Once you go out of it, there is no reflection. In the same manner, but we are thinking, while I'm out from it, but still my reflection is in the mirror. That is a thought, that is just a concept, that is just a conceiving. In the same manner, when I mention you to your past, your late grandmother or grandfather, he didn't come to your mind before. Once I mention it, you feel it. But you have an idea, if I cognized or not, my grandfather is there, my grandmother is there, my mother is there, my children are there. Physically, it may be true, it may be untrue, but maybe false, but that is a conceiving, that is a thinking, that is just a thought, not an experience. Because the suffering, fear, each and everything arise in present moment, arise here and now, as in a cognition. So we have to cease, we have to overcome from the suffering, grief, greed, lust, hatred, and everything in here and now. That is what Lord Buddha used the word yoniso manasikara. Yoni means the originating place in Pali language. Manasikara means the attention. He asked you to pay your attention to originating place, not to the external. But all beings practice to, program to pay their attention to external world. Once something experienced by your eyes, your attention is paying to external. The world is there. Once you hear something, the sound is there. Once you cognize something, the thoughts are there. But Lord Buddha invited you to pay your attention to originating place. Because of the addition of eye and visual, this cognition arised. Because of the addition of ear and sound, this cognition arised. then he can just feel a series of cognitions. As an example, you can take somebody who is in a reality show, in a musical show or something. While they're singing, you may watch it. Their parents, the judges, and all the audience is so happy. They are clapping, they are crying, they are whistling. So many things are happening. But it is just, they are in just one, in a small mindset. They cling to five clicking aggregates, to their body, to their sensation, to their perceptions, to their thoughts, mental patterns, and cognitions. And they're entangled with it. And they are laughing, singing, and do each and everything. But as a person who is, look at them from the peak of wisdom, peak of the mountain of the wisdom, he shows how foolish they are. So I must emphasize you, become aware to yourself. The people who are fear to face the death, they feel, I want to live a little more longer. Because why? They had never lived their life before. They were tangled with their goals, they were tangled with their thoughts, with their thinking patterns and the social orders. They never lived for themselves. So they are seeking some another time to live their life. Don't tangle to social orders. Don't become tangled to educational system, which is undergoing these days. I'm not asking you to avoid them. I'm just asking you to not to tangle them. It's not the whole life. The freedom is the most important thing in the world. And the human are the people, are the beings who have freedom to think, to behave, to act. The praise also, the blame also, just some infertile mental preparations, which is created in your own mind because of cling to your five clinging aggregates. So don't become a fool. If you look at yourself, you are just like an ant. From we looking this as a whole universe, the whole universe, you have no value, but you created your own value inside of your mind, and you cling to so many things, and you are trying to gain something, but at the end of the day, you have nothing gained. Just stress, fatigue, tiredness remains with you. Each and every time of the life is a celebration. Celebration with yourself, with your awareness. Each and every second is a new time, new second, as live life and new life. By become watchful to your present moment, to your present cognitions. Because each and every cognition also, not a one thing, each and everything is an effect of a cause. Cause is the addition of duality, eye and vision, ear or sound. The core of Dhamma, the core point of Dhamma is because of the physical addition of ear and sounds, there's a cognition of ear. But the mind knowing ear and sound is a conceiving, is a thought, what creates inside of your mind after that cognition. Now you are hearing my sound, it's because of the addition of physical ear and sound. So you are feeling a cognition of ear. But your mind knowing ear and your mind knowing Bhante sound is a conceiving, but creates after your cognition, inside of your mind as a thought. Once you say this is Bhante sound, once you point out this is Bhante sound, this is my ear, this is I'm the one who is listening, it always a thought. You will never able to point out the actual physical things. You always quote to your own ideas, your own concepts. So that's why Lord Buddha has proclaimed this world is an illusion. And chittena miyati loko, the world is arised in your own mind. World creates by your mind. You are now in India, some people, in some status. In this very moment, you can think about the Las Vegas in America. Those people are entertaining in so many ways, but you are not able to listen anything. You are not able to feel the tangibles or anything like that. You are not able to see that. Once I recall it, you just have a perception about it. That's all. This world is depending how it measures. So you can overcome from the blame and the praise by being aware to this moment. The real happiness is inside of you, not in the external world. You have to find out from yourself. That's why Lord Buddha has proclaimed the suffering is for understand. Suffering is for comprehend, not to suffer. Suffering has to be understood because suffering is always inside of you. Once you take something as a thing, as I am experiencing, there's a stress of existing. There's a stress of existing. There's a fatigue. There's a mental heaviness. But the ordinary people cannot feel it. So that's why he asked us to, the suffering is the core, the noble truth of the whole life, of the whole samsara. We have to understand it. Suffering is not to suffer. It is to understand. So I wish you all to attain the higher fruits of Dhamma in this very life as soon as possible. So empower your Dhamma practice and you may able to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana in this Gautama Lord Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
कुणाला काही प्रश्न आहेत का? Bhante, I ask.
Yes.
Okay. It's a normal question, Bhante. If a person person have many evil things, and he feeling guilty, or he afraid of hell. What that moment he have to do as per the Dhamma practice?
Uh, The usually our life always surrounded with sufferings. Our life is surrounded with sicknesses. We all have to decay. We all have to die. The time just change. That's why Lord Buddha asked us to try to get rid of this cycle of birth and rebirth. It is not a pleasant place to last long. So first thing is he need to understand the reality of life. That's why Lord Buddha has proclaimed the noble truth. The ultimate truth of life and samsara is suffering. There's a stress of living, stress of existence, stress of using a body, stress of using a mind. So once he understands this reality, he can think my all sicknesses, my all problems may help me to get rid of other things and take this ultimate chance to empower my practice, my insight, my comprehension to get rid of this samsara. Because understanding of the illusion is overcome from the illusion. Once you understand the illusion, the ignorance, that is the light. That means you are enlightening. You are enlightened about that fact. So make it as a chance. As a normal person, you always feel to become interfered with the world, the external world. But as a person who is sick, who is experiencing the reality of the life, this is a great chance to become more aware of the reality of this samsara, and this sickness may lead me to attain the supreme bliss of nibbana, supreme supreme wisdom, supreme comprehension, supreme understanding from this very life. So he can make his mind in this pattern, and once he feels anything, any sorrow or grief, he can understand the present moment. In this time, this is the he can understand the five clinging aggregates which is cling by this moment. He cling to his body in that time. He cling to that his sad feeling. He cling to his perception as I am so sick, and he's cling to his thoughts or like that way, blah blah. So then he cling to his cognitions, his cognition as his cognition which is created in his mind. So he can watch, he can insight those five things, and he can abandon these five aggregates by his mind. Then once he abandoned those five things to five sides, he may can feel some kind of emptiness or inside of his mind. So that emptiness also can be abandoned, as this emptiness also is changing, impermanent, and it is also not under my control. It's also not myself. He can abandon it also. Then he's able to uh, attain. He is able to experience the stilling of all preparations of the mind. I think it's enough. No?
मला प्रश्न आहेत का अजून? प्रश्न असतील तर हात वर. I think there is no questions, Bhante.
Okay.
Yeah. Bhante can conclude the talk with their blessings.
Okay. Then we can transfer the all merits what we have gained by giving a Dhamma talk and listening to it to all gods, all devas and all beings who are seeking for merits. So you can chant with me. Ettavata chammehi sampadang punya sampadang sabbe devanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Ettavata chammehi sampadang punya sampadang sabbe bhutanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Ettavata chammehi sampadang punya sampadang sabbe sattanumodantu Sabba sampatti siddhya Akasattha ca bhummattha deva naga mahiddhika Punyantang anumoditva chirang rakhantu sambuddha sasanang Akasattha ca bhummattha deva naga mahiddhika Punyantang anumoditva chirang rakhantu sambuddha desanang Akasattha ca bhummattha deva naga mahiddhika Punyantang anumoditva chirang rakhantu sambuddha savakam Chirang rakhantu mang paranti Idang me nyatinang hotu Sukhita hontu nyatayo Idang o nyatinang hotu Sukhita hontu nyatayo Idang wo nyatinang hotu Sukhita hontu nyatayo. Do the determination. Imina punya kammena mame pala samagamu satang samagamu hotu yava nibbana pattiya idang me punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabbha dukkha pamucchatu. So I bless you all.
Sadhu.
Abhitiko vivajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatantarayo sukhi dikayuko bhava Bhavatu sabba mangalam rakhantu sabba devata sabba buddhanubhavena sada suddhi bhavantu te bhavatu sabba mangalam rakhantu sabba devata sabba dhammanubhavena sada suddhi bhavantu te bhavatu sabba mangalam rakhantu sabba devata sabba sanghanubhavena sada suddhi bhavantu te Abhivadana Silis Nichang Vadhavachayino Chattaro Dhamma Vadanti Ayuvanno Sukhang Balam Ayurarogya Sampatti Sagga Sampatti Mevacha Atho Nibbana Sampatti Iminate Samijyatu Sukhi Hotu Dikayuko.
Sadhu.
So